there's a few things that's going on why women don't really fuck with you, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and get plugged and listen up, man. It's real easy, real simple. The first thing is you gotta get your swag right. I think you already knew that. You know you gotta get your hair cut, you gotta look good, you gotta be fresh, gotta smell good. You gotta take care of yourself. Listen, I always tell y'all, listen, it ain't even about the woman. It's about the way you looking at yourself. You feel me? I'm always tell guys, bro, if you wanna live a long time, you gotta act like it. You know, I'm not telling you to be, what the fuck is the motherfucking name? Kimbo Slice or fucking the Diamond Gym workout motherfuckers. Like, you ain't gotta do no crazy shit, but you know you can do a little something every day. Just a little something. You ain't gotta do nothing crazy. 1,000 burpees and no shit like that, man. Go on a walk, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, get your body right. Take care of yourself. Eat right, because the energy that come with eat right, it's cool, bro. It's nice. Like, I'll tell y'all, bro, it's just a part of you taking care of yourself. You should want to take care of yourself, you feel me? So that's a part of that, for sure. But on the flip side of that, which I want y'all to also do, is work on your mindset. Your mindset equals progress in anything you do. So look for different mastery. Now, of course, I got the Patreon. You learn my level of self-mastery. You can learn what I do for self-mastery. But honestly, bro, it's a lot of things that you really got to do that you can put onto your agenda that's going to make you just better as a man, overall as a man. You feel me? Now, I always give out the game, but I'm going to give y'all, I always give out the game, so I'm going to give y'all a little something. Like I said, y'all want that in-depth game, go on that Patreon. Okay? One of the biggest things that I'm always tell y'all to do is get your communication right. You got to know how to time, you got to have pacing, you got to have a melody to the way you talk. If you sound the same every time you talk, you will always get perceived as weird. Even if you're not a weird guy, you will always be perceived as weird. Why? Because you come off robotic. There's no feeling in what you do. You're literally a robot. I've just met so many guys. Like, man, my name Domino, man. What's your name, dog? It's Phil. Okay. And I walk the fuck off, but I already, like, the back of my mind, I already know, dude, your communication ain't right, bro. You weird everybody out unconsciously. And this the crazy part. A lot of y'all would think y'all would be weird if y'all heard yourselves. Don't believe me? Record yourself. Record yourself talking. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even gotta look at it. Just put that motherfucking face down and just hear it. Hear the way you sound. Hear the way you sound. Now, also look at the way you look. Look at the way you look. Look at the way you looking. Look at your body language. Look at your demeanor. Look at all those things. And you'll see very quick you sound and look stiff. You think a woman want a stiff motherfucker? Some women do, but at the end of the day, if you think you look weird, this is how you perceive yourself. You feel me? So you want to perceive yourself in a way that, number one, is natural, because it's just little changes. 9 times out of 10, and sometimes you might not pause. You might not put no feeling in the way you feel. You might hold your breath. You might talk through your chest and try to hold everything up here, and everything just sounds like it's always forced out. It's a lot of little things that you can change to just better up your communication. So I'm going to always give y'all this biggest key, which is in everything you do, you got to always learn, bro. A lot of y'all motherfuckers, y'all not developing yourself. College, school, all of these things are supposed to teach you to love to learn. Now, they did it in a way that we all hate it. But it's supposed to teach you to love to learn, love to grow. Now, there's different styles of growing. Some guys, they got to go out there and do it. Some guys read books. Some guys, they listen. Some guys, they write it down. But you got to get good at all of them. And you got to practice getting better at all of them. They got different ways to look at things. They got different styles of learning. So yeah, you can learn what's best for you, but at the same time too, dog, you gotta really expand and expound on who you are. You can't just stay the same way all the time. Like, I be trying to get dudes to really realize that. Like, you hurting yourself if you really going about things that way, because you limiting your potential. So with that being known, bro, I'm telling y'all, bro, just try to do more. Just try. I promise you, if you try to do more, you will do more. You just try. And that's kind of like what I want y'all to understand. You have to elevate yourself by putting towards some type of effort. Now, a lot of this has to do with, your confidence level. A lot of times, y'all can't deal with failure. You can't deal with being wrong. You can't sit in that uncomfortability. That right there is what we all need to work on. Right? You gotta be able to sit in that discomfort and adjust what's not right. You gotta adjust what's incorrect mentally. A lot of times it's mental. A lot of times it's your perception. A lot of times it's your belief. You might be doing the wrong move. You might be saying the wrong thing. But a lot of this shit got to do with the way you think, the way you perceive it. You feel me? So you gotta be able to be wrong a lot in order for you to be right. You have to be able to be wrong to figure out what you need to learn. If you're not able to be wrong, you will always be wrong. That's the crazy part. If you're not willing to be wrong and change the way you think for the sake of correcting yourself, you will always be wrong. You will always have that problem. And listen, guys, I'm not trying to sit up here and tell y'all that, just do things wrong purposely. No, I'm telling y'all to understand that in order for you to learn, you have to be willing to be wrong. You gotta be willing to do that. A lot of people, they not willing to do it, and that's their biggest problem. That they not willing to put themselves in a position where they're wrong. They not willing to put themselves in a position where all cards are against them, because they're not trying to actually improve. They're trying to be comfortable. That's not you. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable in order for you to learn. For example, man, I had a time, bro, I was learning how to box. I always talk about boxing on this channel. I was boxing, right? And I was learning how to step into my punch, step into my right, and then pivot, throw my left, slip, pivot again, throw my right, and step out into my left foot forward. Now, in me practicing it, it was cool. But when I got in the ring and I tried to shadow box it, it was like, wow. It had a lot of people watching me, right? So I was like, damn, this is crazy. I know I look dumb as fuck, right? That thought came into my mind. I was like, it don't matter, because I'm learning. And if I don't practice this shit, if I don't get this shit down, I'm never gonna get it. I also consciously knew that I was uncomfortable. I consciously saw the reason why I'm thinking this way. I'm uncomfortable. I gotta focus and get this shit down. I started getting it. Now, the end of the day, I could have said, I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna try this another time. I could have said, I'm uncomfortable, I'm not about to continue down this path. I could have done a lot of things, but I didn't. What I did was correct my thinking. I corrected my focus. I corrected what I decided to focus on. What steps that I need to do to get this movement right. And when I focused on that, what began to happen was I stopped caring about what other people saw me as. Now, I thought did pass, but it wasn't what I held myself to. I held myself to correcting myself to grow. So basically, in a lot of these times, when you're making these small decisions, it's happening fast. But the more focus, the more you work on yourself, the more you build your focus, the more you build your communication, the more you understand how your voice sounds like to you, these things will transform you in a way that benefits you in the long run, bro. So I be telling a lot of y'all, bro, you have to correct yourself. You have to get comfortable with a lot of these things. But one of the biggest things is understanding no matter what, you're that guy. You're the guy. Because you need to believe in who you are. You need to be speaking to yourself. You need to be speaking life into yourself constantly. It cannot be, I do it sometimes when I do something good. No, you gotta speak life into yourself when you're doing something bad. You gotta speak life to yourself when you're doing something good. And I'm not telling you to lie to yourself. What I'm telling you is to understand that this situation, whether good or bad, doesn't define who you are. You're amazing regardless, no conditions. But by you stepping into this and by you being this, You are letting go who you once were, and it's going to be very scary. It's going to be very uncomfortable. But once that part of you dies, the new you will come again. And guess what? You will always have that feeling as long as you continue to grow. So you might as well go ahead and get comfortable with doing it. Because you're going to be in a situation that you love, but you know you need to grow from it. I'm telling y'all, bro, this is life. This is why you cannot be attached not only to people, but you cannot be only attached to only one version of who you are. You cannot do that. You got to continuously grow. You're going to always perceive different things that's wrong within yourself. You're always going to see different things that you can grow and get better at within yourself. No one else is. That's why I always tell y'all, bro, a lot of times people were so worried about the world that you don't even think about the way you think about yourself. Like, that's huge, man. You feel me? And that dictates the way you feel. That dictates what you do a lot of the times as well. That dictates the fact that you focus on people looking at you. Because you're not focused on yourself. You're not realizing what's going on within yourself. You're not realizing that no matter if people like you or don't like you, you still can feel good about yourself if you're focused on what's going on inside. A lot of guys, they don't focus on what's inside, so they lose themselves because they're looking for the external to make the internal feel good. No, the internal will always make the internal feel good. The way you looking at these people, oh, he like me, I must be that guy. He be like seeing me like I'm that guy. You're literally saying it, you're just adding them onto it. You were saying, I'm that guy. He looking at me like I'm that guy. She looking at me like I'm that guy. She treat me like I'm that guy. You are already saying it. You just are using them to say it to yourself. Say it to yourself. Cut out the middleman. That's the middleman. This camera, this TV, this fucking board right here, this background, all of this is only here because I chose to bring it here internally. It was not nothing with external. It had everything to do with internal, what I told myself. The reason why you see this motherfucker that's fly as fuck with a, handsome, look good, all this charisma, know how to talk to you, know how to teach you, guide you down this path, because this is the way I speak to myself. So I believe I saw my potential in situations where I was uncomfortable because I believed in myself. What is belief? Following an idea in your mind. You planting these ideas in your mind and also taking an action to see it through, it becomes your reality. So the reason why a lot of you guys are shy is because you have spoken this into yourself and now it's your reality. When challenges come and it's time for you to not be shy, you choose to be shy because this is the life you've spoken into yourself. When it's time for you to be strong-minded, it's time for you to be strong-willed, you start feeling different things like guilt and shame because this is the way you talk to yourself. I feel bad about that. No, you don't. You think making other people feel good makes you feel good. No, it don't. You make you feel good. That's why you feel good. People don't understand that. You giving it to yourself even when you think you ain't. Even when you think other people giving it to you, you still giving it to yourself. It's always internal. Always. And the moment you don't think it, the moment you start thinking that it ain't, that's when you start making dumbass decisions. Don't believe me? Try it. Just make it a point to literally speak life into yourself and find different formulas, different ways, different perspectives, different ways that different people do it, and you're going to learn, develop. Why? Because we all here to serve each other. Everybody in this life is put out here and put in a position for you to mature. Everything is set here for you to mature. Everything is serving you so you can grow. Everything, the good things and the bad things, are here to serve you so you can grow and become a better version of who you are. So with that being said, understand you can learn from multiple people. You can't, but I always tell y'all, be mindful of some people are good at some things and they're gonna speak on other things. You gotta be able to identify that they might not be that good at that. Now you can choose to correct them, but I advise you don't, because if they believe that they're really good at it, there's no convincing them otherwise. If they believe, it's an idea that they follow. But guess what? Some people, they believe in, they know they don't believe in it, but they don't want you to know they don't believe in it. Crazy world, bro. Losers, man, losers. They got some guys, they embody that in their whole personality, just losers. So what you gotta understand is, in order for you to continuously grow, you gotta be able to identify what you don't know, but you also gotta be able to make corrections within yourself. Some, like, telling y'all, bro, some guys, bro, some guys, they don't even know they don't believe. Like, some guys, they don't even know they don't believe. I would go as far as to say that those are the worst of the worst. Those, like, because that's like the common man. That's like the common man. They don't even know they don't believe. But that's another conversation for another day. This is really in-depth game, so leave a like down below, subscribe for this type of content, and join the Patreon for really in-depth game just like this, but more so your mindset going into life for yourself. Join that Patreon, man. Get that real game. That's all I got for y'all, man. Leave a like down below. I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace.